And it's quite unfortunate because at the end of the day, Seher, what we have seen as violence did occur, that there was loss to property. There were people who got injured, and it was a massive law and order issue. Today we are being told that the state has failed to prove its case. Whoever it is that they thought were behind this violence were not people who were behind this violence, or they failed to get evidence and present the evidence in front of court. It is a massive embarrassment for the Khattar government. It raises big, big questions on the capabilities of the state police that in the first place fail to ensure that law and order is maintained on the day of the verdict. Now, just for the benefit of our viewers, this refers to an incident that took place on August 25th, 2017. Ram Rahim, who was an accused in a rape case, who was also the chief of the Dera Sacha Sada, he was the key accused. He was found guilty by the court in Panchkula. As the verdict came out, we had thousands of supporters, followers of Ram Rahim across the Chandigarh, Panchkula region and in the state, and some of them turned violent. And in that specific case, Seher, what we have seen today is the court has said that there is no evidence that has been presented to us which proves the case that these were the people who were behind the violence.
And that's right, Tanvi. And this was also massive violence. We had the media being attacked. Several camera persons and reporters were injured. OB vans were burnt up and destroyed there as well. This was no mild violence that was seen on the streets. Let's get in a word here from the Haryana BJP there. Mr. Raman Malik with us on the phone line. Many thanks for being with us, Raman. What's going to be the explanation now that would come in from the state government? Because the Haryana government all along, in 6 of these who've been acquitted, the Haryana government had been maintaining that we'd done our job of beefing up security on the day of the verdict, and it were these set of followers of Ram Rahim that had caused this violence, and today 6 of them have been acquitted.
See, I have yet not read the judgment on which I can kind of give you a comment. But prima facie, whatever you've been narrating on this news, let me be very candid and honest here that the state is not going to let it go. We will need to appeal it. We'll appeal about it. But the fact remains that nobody would be tolerated breaking the law. If there is any problem, we will also see where the problems were. And wherever need be, we will reappeal. But let me study the...
That's right. Mr. Malik, is this because the prosecution could not prove the charges, could not provide enough documents or proof or evidence that the violence indeed was caused by all of these Dera Sacha followers on ground?
See, first of all that I have understood till now, with the limited information that I have received either through media or through other channels, I have yet not read the judgment. Isliye, I would not be in a right position to describe the entire thing. But prima facie, what I see is 6 of a particular case. In a particular case, this 6 does not mean all the people exist. These 6 do not go towards the entirety of the Dera Sacha Sauda cases that are there. This is just part of it. So let's see exactly what exact part it is. But these people have...
But Mr. Raman Malik, we're seeing how the case is gradually falling because it's weak. Just last week on the 19th of July, last fortnight in fact, the court had also dropped sedition charges against 19 Dera followers.
See, that is what we are assessing things. We are assessing things about the fact whether these things were rightly presented or not in the court. Wherever there is a shortcoming, we will look into it. And at the other side, nobody can overrule the courts till the apex court is there. You have all the possibilities of reappealing, but once the apex court gives the verdict, that would be final for all. So we should accept this, that the
No,
state
but
government is
but
nowhere
Raman,
going to accept.
should the prosecution, the state government, not be taking this seriously enough, because there were several reported dead in this violence, not just a handful. There were several who were reported dead in this violence, and
We're
it was
very
the state
serious on
government's
this.
responsibility to maintain that peace and calm, and at least not have people dead on the day of a verdict.
See, I am saying this very clearly. Let me study the orders of the court. What exactly have they said? How have they said? What were they saying? Till that such time, we will not be in a position to debate profoundly on your channel. But yes, on the onset, I can tell you this, that the state government is not going to take it lightly. We are going to go into an appeal about this, and we are not going to be giving it over.
Mr. Raman Malik, there is a sign here that the state government has not presented a watertight argument, because of which these charges have been shot down. And if you're not presenting a watertight argument here at the first level, what next? You're losing more time in identifying these people who caused this violence and gathering in more evidence. It's already been almost a year.
See, that is what I'm saying. I will be studying the Honorable Court's order. Let me study the order, and then I will revert back to you.
Mr. Raman Malik, many thanks for speaking with us. Not the kind of response that you would have expected from someone in Haryana, the BJP government, which is there in power and was in power last year when all of this violence broke out. Mr. A.L. Banerjee, former DGP, with us over the phone line. Many thanks, former DGP UP, with us over the phone line. Thanks for being with us. The manner in which these acquittals have come in, and even sedition charges of 19 of those who were believed to have caused that violence were dropped as well. How seriously do you think the prosecution is dealing with this?
I think this has been a very, very bad investigation. The evidence was right on the face of it. They had sufficient photographic, they had sufficient evidence all across. But if they have been acquitted, this means there has been a terrible investigation, there has been horrifying prosecution, and nobody has cooperated with them. So this is an absolute and a complete failure of, second, I would say it is a consecutive failure of Haryana police. The first was not being able to stop what happened after the Ram Rahim incident. And secondly, once the incident had happened, this should have been taken care of. All these people who had been arrested should have been convicted. However, it's a very sad, sad commentary on whatever has happened.
Right. Mr. Banerjee, do you feel that this is a sign that the state government has not been serious about this?
Absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
we're trying to get in more voices. Right.
The state government's non-seriousness is reflected in the fact that when the incident has taken place, they had asked the ex-police officer to conduct an inquiry into the whole matter. Once his recommendation came in, or first part of the recommendation came in, he was asked not to send the second part of the recommendation. In the first part of the recommendation, he had said that so many people are guilty and they should be, these are the officers at the level of the administration, they are guilty and they should be punished. They should be punished departmentally. However, that did not happen, and so it just shows how lackadaisical the entire governmental machinery was and how hand in glove the entire bureaucracy was with whatever was happening.